Good morning, everyone. My name is Timothy Lee, and I'm a mining analyst here at Red Cloud Securities. We welcome Jose Garcia, CEO of SilverX Mining. He will speak to us about this emerging silver producer with a focus on Peru. Jose, you have 10 minutes, and then we'll have a 5-minute Q&A session at the end. Attendees, please feel free to ask questions using the Q&A link below. Take it away, Jose.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning, everyone. And thank you to Red Cloud for having us today. I'm going to introduce SilverX, a unique junior mining company that combines a district-scale project in central Peru and a combination of fast-track production with very interesting exploration. We have the vision to become a senior mining company, and we aspire to doing so by rescuing all districts' known assets and doing that with social and operational excellence. Our mission is to actually look at these assets, at resources, and play to our competitive edge, which is being mine builders, being agile developers, being hands-on management, converting other projects in new set of assets. And we have a very competitive team, a team that is based in Peru, a team, as I said, that is hands-on, and actually that built this company in a bottom-up fashion over the last few years. 4 months ago, we completed a merger with a listed company, AutoX Mining Corp, and we created SilverX Mining Corp. Now we finally have a very competitive Canadian team as well. You can see our directors to the right-hand side, and obviously access to the capital markets in Canada. And we built the company over the last few years with a clear vision on sustainable development. Why is that? Because we are conscious of our mandate to develop our communities alongside the project, but more importantly, we've worked with the communities hand in hand over the last few years. We believe in sustainable development, and we believe in the impact that mining will have in these central areas of Peru in the long run. We've consolidated a very interesting portfolio in the country. We have our flagship project, which is the Nueva Recuperada district, a district that is known from the time of the colony, a few hundred years, and that's in Huancavelica in central Peru. And we also have the Coriorco and Las Santas gold project, which is a low sulfidation exploration project in Ayacucho that is extremely interesting from the exploration angle. At the moment, it's a company that combines, as I said, very interesting exploration upside, currently undergoing drilling, and more importantly, we are building a mine, we are producing, we have a fully fledged processing facility, we have all the infrastructure connected to the grid, we are 600 tons a day operation, we have a resource in excess of 7 million tons, 43101 compliant, and now the two most important facts. We are depleting a large chunk of money in doing exploration, more than 25,000 meters within the next 12 months. And more importantly, we see this project as a district scale. We target an overall throughput in the long run of more than 2,000 tons a day. For the last few years, we've done all of this, from creating a private company on a shoestring, bringing international investor, institutional money, eventually getting that into production, completing a merger with AutoX, and now having all the upside ahead of us. And we are in a really good district, a district with historical mining, where we have some of the majors just not looking for silver projects, perhaps copper or gold projects, but we've consolidated a very interesting package. And within our package, I will actually call your attention to the fact that we own a district with a centrally located processing facility, 600 tons a day. Today, you're going to see a news release talking about the next expansion of the plant capacity, which has been granted last Friday. So over the next few months, we're going to expand the plant capacity in at 20%. Okay, but we have two projects, Tangana, which is the north, and Esperanza, which is the south. Both of those projects actually make this a district scale. At the moment, in Tangana, we are building a mine, we are producing, we are drilling. And to begin this project, actually, we consolidated a package and we validated a historical resource. It's more than 7 million tons. And that's a very conservative 43101. The interesting thing about SilverX is that over the next few months and years, we are going to be re-rating our resource, doing very aggressive drilling, mine development, and upgrading the resource very quickly. Just giving you an example, we completed the merger by the end of June. We went public in early July, and some of the first drill holes we had reported really interesting grades, hundreds of grams of silver equivalent. But moreover, not only the grades, but actually we can confirm the length on a strike of our veins and actually the depth. Okay, we own a multi-vein epithermal system that we are going to discuss now, and actually most of these veins are extremely attractive, not only in terms of grades, but actually the extension of them. We own almost 100 veins. Obviously, not all of them are subject to production. Now in Tangana, we are going to put in between 6 and 7 veins within this mine concept, integrating all of them. Those veins are more than 2 kilometers on a strike, and as you can see on this long section, they are hundreds of meters on a vertical extent. You can see those first 3 drill holes we had with very interesting grades, and the plan that we have on one single vein over the next few months to actually come up with a very interesting short-term production resource. The interesting thing about this project is in development. What I'm showing you on this picture is nothing but some of the old galleries combined with the planning for this Q4. Okay, at the moment we are developing all of that. And the interesting thing is that what we are drilling today is something that's going to go through the mill in the next few months. Okay, so we are both having this short-term high-grade production combined with obviously the opening up the assets, knowing the system, and having a long-term resource as well. At the moment, we anticipate a very long mine life for Recuperada. And we just completed, some of you have seen the news releases over the last few weeks, but we completed some underground sampling on the old stopes that were mined back in the early 70s, and we came up with really impressive grades. Always a few hundred grams of silver in terms of equivalent, and some of the samples up to a few thousand grams, okay? What we are saying with this is that Tangana is not only a project that has a number of veins, a project that is being developed on a fast track, but actually a project that will be profitable. And I'm showing you here what's happened over the last few months. The Nueva Recuperada district, formerly known as Latitude Silver, is now Silver X. It's been built on a shoestring. That means that early on in the game, we actually started to produce ore from other concessions, actually from our own concessions, and we've managed to be in production now for longer than a year. And that's great news, because that means that we can offset, at the very least, all the costs that we incur into, okay? We've been a company that's been break-even over the last few months, and that means for our investors that every money that came into the company is being depleted on growth, on exploration, and on growth CapEx items. At the moment, the production is going to ramp up, as I said, as we are developing Tangana on a fast track. And as I said, also the plant capacity is being expanded. We anticipate a very positive Q4, and you are going to see that being released hopefully early next year. But the interesting thing also about Silver X is that it brings a nice team, a team that is quite ambitious and aggressive on growth. And not only that we have Tangana, we also have Coriorco, which is a low sulfidation gold targets in Ayacucho. Very interesting grades on the surface, close to 20 grams on average. But also the more interesting part is that the Las Santas Dome is a potentially disseminated target. The Coriorco project is something that we'll put a lot of efforts on in 2022. So you are going to see those news happening also next year. We have a really attractive package in Nueva Recuperada, a great combination with Coriorco, and with that, we actually can position ourselves as a fast track or fast growth company in Peru. I'm going to finish up with some highlights, okay? At the moment, obviously, because of the market's condition, our share price is lower than anticipated. Actually, it was lower than the going public 3 months ago. We are around 34, 35 cents these days, which is basically a market capitalization of $40 million. That's literally half of our going public deal price, okay? So I would say that this deal is extremely attractive at the moment. And our board and management bring an impressive track record. Over the last 12 years, they've done deals that actually altogether exceed $2 billion in value. That means that when these people actually put their hands on something, this value for investors, and Silver X is nothing but one more in this sort of line of events. When we compare ourselves with other peers, with our market capitalization around $40 million, which is extremely low, there is a long way to go. And more importantly, when we talk about silver equivalent in the ground or valuation per silver ounce in the ground, we can say actually that we are extremely undervalued because we are at the moment somewhere around 50 cents of dollar per ounce of silver in the ground. Okay. Just a summary on the comparables, on the fundamentals. Also, as a junior, as I said, something I wanted to emphasize. We will have profits, we'll have an EBITDA, and actually that should position us as a fast growth company as well over the next few months. That's all I wanted to say about SilverX. Please keep an eye. Again, combines high growth production, high grade exploration, a very agile team, and obviously a quick re-rating over the next few months. Thank you, Tim.
Great. Thank you very much for the informative presentation, Jose. Now we'll move on to the Q&A session here. We do have a couple of questions here. First, and this was kind of submitted over the course of the talk, but you did refer to it. But what throughput rate, tons per day, would you be looking at for 2022?
We'll be looking at an average of 700 tons a day for 2022. Okay, that will position Recuperada in the proximity of 2 million ounces production a year, in the neighborhood of 2 million ounces production equivalent.
Great. And another question, are you looking to acquire any other mining operations? And if so, can you talk about them?
Absolutely, yes. I think we have a unique team in terms of the vision that we have and also the acumen that we have in terms of our business acumen that we bring together. We've been looking at other exploration and production properties. Okay, we actually hope the market to be a little bit more responsive. At the moment they are, we're going to announce something creative.
Great. And obviously you've accumulated a sizable land package at Nueva Recuperada. Are there opportunities to acquire it? Actually, you had recently press release that you'd acquired an additional property. Is there further opportunities to consolidate some of the properties there?
Actually, yes, there is further opportunities. We are in an area, in a region called Huancavelica that has been, for a number of reasons, overlooked over the last few decades, and we'll have lots of opportunities. Just within our district, we'll have several projects. So I think we have enough with our district for now. On the one of the last news releases, you saw that we acquire an option on a property next to it. So we actually have secured all growth potential within our epithermal system.
Great. And one other question I would ask, but obviously Peru is a bit of a hot topic on the political side these days, and obviously local community relations is important. It's important anywhere in the world, but especially perhaps Peru. What are your relationships like with the local community? And I think you're in a mining friendly area.
Indeed, actually, mining has been the main activity in this central area of Peru for hundreds of years. So I would say actually people are pro-mining. Not only that, they have a mining identity, a mining pride. Okay, needless to say that Peru is a mining country. Occasionally we see mining conflict on the media, of course, right? But reality is that today still Peru is one of the most mining countries on earth, let alone in Latin America, and building a mine in Peru is actually easier and safer than in many other jurisdictions.
Great. And one very, very quick question, but we did have one question. What is just the silver production, or what percentage of the revenues is actual silver out of your overall production currently?
Excellent question. We were about a third last year, because we're producing in the so-called carbonate hosted areas, so veins that were hosted in limestones, where the grades were more even in between precious and base metals, now evolving into the other veins finally because of the sort of extension of the permitting into Tangana. The new veins are actually more silver accretive. So we're going to see somewhere around 50% of our production coming just from silver, some of the production coming from gold, or let's say as byproduct, and obviously lead, zinc, and copper as well are part of the equation.
Great. Thank you so much, Jose.